Welcome to Ask the Pro. I'm your host and your coach, Chris Dufay, and this is where I'm going to give you what's needed to create the online business, the money, the freedom, and the life that you want. This episode is about giving you the real world insights into what's working right now. This is where I bring on one of my Pro Circle members, Aaron, which has a very unique story that you're going to see has struggled with many of the same issues PTs all over the world struggle with, and how in just 4 months of us working together, he's on his way to becoming a 7-figure-a-year personal trainer. We delve into how his first business for when he moved to Finland. So yes, Aaron is an Australian and he's living in Finland and he's growing a killer business, but his first one failed. Then how he's only started personal training just over 6 months ago there, and how in 4 months of us getting started together, he's got multiple income streams. His face-to-face coaching business has skyrocketed, and we touch on in the interview his group training that he's also started. But we didn't actually touch on how it's 20 hours a week, but he's earning the equivalent to the $4,500 a week from that. So he's charging $225 an hour, and he's bringing on trainers to work for him, and we haven't even been able to properly put the time into growing the online business, which he's already got a solid platform of clients from what we've just done. So the best thing is he's got multiple income streams and a secure flow of income. So the stress has been taken out of it, and these are the actions that you can start taking. Also, how his conversion rate, this is hilarious, his conversion rate for his last campaign was 29 out of 30. That's like a 97% conversion rate. And he gives some great advice at the end, which I'm really happy he dished out, that just beats so much of the jargon, the smoke and mirrors and the BS that's all out there. What he gives right at the end, so this really makes worth of taking this interview all the way through for you. This is really what's working in the real world scenario. I'm so happy I'm able to record this and share this with you, because this is what you can start creating for yourself. Now, this episode is brought to you by My Body Blends and my favorite, the Superfood Elixir, which is one of the best tasting greens that I know of around the world. And it's not just because it's my own and I make it, it's because I froth on it and I love it, and I give it to my family, and well, my daughters just have it all the time as well. But if you want the fuss-free, proven programs, the guides, the products, and learn how to transform your body and health, be sure to head on over to mybodyblends.com and tune into the My Body Blends podcast show, as this is where I'm going to be giving you new episodes every single Monday on the expert fitness, physique, and health advice. So be sure to tune into the My Body Blends podcast. Also, if you are loving the Ask the Pro show, then there's 2 things that we need to get on board together. First one is make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on all the upcoming episodes. And 2, make sure that you get in contact with me. Jump on social media, either Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, or get onto chrisdufay.com. And because this is all about me giving you exactly what you need. This is not about me just jumping all over on different topics and just rambling on. No, Ask the Pro is about you asking and me delivering the insights that you need to get the results that you want. So to make sure that you get the most out of you being here with me right now, click on over to Chris Dufay. That's Chris, Dufey.com. That's where you're going to get the free training tutorials, the guides, the actual programs from what's coming out of the Pro Circle members, what they're doing, what the trainers and coaches are using, so you know either how to grow your following, or whether you want to be able to double to triple your clients within just a month of starting, or if you want to learn how to start and grow your online coaching business, go right now to chrisdufay.com/start here. This is where I've had set up the actual quiz for you to go through that is going to be able to take you from where you are right now, give you the exact guides and steps and the easy to follow actions to get the results that you want. So that's all they're waiting for you over at chrisdufay.com. goosebumps.com/start here, and it's all free. So take it, use it, put it to the test, and see the results for yourself. Now, let's bring on Aaron, and I want you to soak in, take action on this, and get in contact with me after. The big handsome man himself, Aaron, welcome to the Ask the Pro podcast. I'm pumped to have you here, brother. This is going to be some exciting stuff that we get to jump into, because I'm excited because this is real world. Like this is you going through what is actually trainers and coaches and therapists and practitioners and what everyone's doing. You are living and breathing it and obviously achieving it at the same time. This is exactly why I want to bring you on here. So Aaron, thank you very much for taking the time out for myself and the listeners.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
All right.
It's an honour.
Oh, it's an honour to have you on here, Aaron. Don't give me that. Okay, this is exciting. One, because we obviously get to delve into the real life, what's going on, why you're crushing it. This is going to be a good test run because you're starting your own podcast soon. So this is kind of like put you in the hot seat and guinea pig and make sure you just got all the equipment running up.
That's a good start. Just bought the mic, so ready to go.
It's fresh. It's fresh. All right, I tell you what, Aaron, before we delve into everything, kind of like uncovering what's been happening, what's been working, what's not been working and everything, give the listener a bit of a spiel onto who Aaron is, why you are so phenomenal.
Okay. I spent about 6 years in the army before moving to Finland, which is where I live now. I moved here like every other guy moves to Finland. If they do come here at all, it's for a girl. Let's see, the only reason you'll come to this cold place. But I then moved here and I started a similar company to Muscle Meals. So we did home delivered frozen meals, to suit your goals, basically. So you could order 12, 18 or 24 meals. The exact same business model as those ones. That failed big time. So that we ran that for about a year. It was going okay, we were breaking even, but it just wasn't going anywhere. And I sort of knew that it wasn't going to go anywhere, so I decided to focus on what I'm better at, and what I'm better at was coaching. So I knew I'd make more money, I would enjoy my life a bit more instead of working 16 hours a day in a kitchen and driving meals around in the afternoon, and it wasn't the right life. So I decided to go back to PT, and then I started here doing that. So I've been doing that for about 6 months now.
This is like let's really break this down. You've only been doing PT in Finland for 6 months, which is pretty incredible. We've been only working for 4 months.
Yeah, 4. Actually, it's actually 7 months now for PT. But we've been working together for 4 months.
Okay, beautiful. Sure. Okay, killer. Okay, so it's only been like 4 months. I tell you what, maybe something just a little uncover on what you've been doing just for the listener. So obviously in the army, you were doing physical training as well. So obviously you've got that strong background of dealing with. How many people was it you were dealing with at once? You said it before, off air.
I think it was around about 150. So I was doing, in the morning I was running a session. During the day I would train myself a little bit, and in the afternoon I was mostly doing obstacle courses for for 3 hours every afternoon. So it was different. So you were fit, that's for sure.
Man, I've got some appreciation for what you had to go through. It was like my first fitness job was actually at HMAS Penguin in Sydney, working at the naval base there, and obviously being able to see the PTIs, all the jobs and kit and everything like that. That's a big job what you had to deal with. So I've got some serious appreciation for what you had to go through, especially dealing with so many people. So obviously you've got such a strong background in the fitness world. Now the Fit Meals, it was a good gig. You learnt a lot. The investment was learning from what you went through. It doesn't matter that it crashed and burned, because I think what you've been able to do, and you said this before, was the network that you were able to build off that is something that you've been able to tap into and leverage. So I tell you what, let's reverse this back 7 months. When you started the personal training in Finland, where were you? What was going on? What was not working?
Well, basically, I got really lucky, and like you said before, the network was a big thing. I knew that obviously Finland, the salaries are not the highest, and I wanted to focus on higher end coaching. From that network, I actually got a bit of a trial inside this company that had their own gym, And the reason why we got that was, I got that was I basically Google searched what were the highest ranking companies in the country, and then I approached them. So I just went from the top and I got the first one straight away. So I walked in, there and I said to them, I'll give everyone a free trial with me, free consultation, free trial. I'll train everyone for once free, and then if they decide to continue, they pay. And then there's no subscription. There was no, they didn't have to buy 10 sessions. They didn't have to buy a 10-time card or a 20-time card. It was just the minimum is once a week that the customers have to train with me. And then from there, I filled my books, I would say, within 3 months, 3 to 4 months. So now I'm just trying to sort of, maximize my time, I guess, and more grow the online stuff.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back in a split with so much more for you. Now, I know you're listening and tuning in because you know how important your health is and how this can also catapult your business. This is why I'm very happy to say that this podcast is sponsored by My Body Blends and my favorite, the Superfood Elixir, the powerful greens drink. Now, this is designed specially to boost energy, aids detoxification, enhances the ability to burn fat, supports healthy carbohydrate metabolism, and best of all, is voted best tasting greens drink. Now, myself and the My Body Blends team are looking for ambassadors to join, so you and your clients get the health benefits plus adding in a strong income stream for you and your business. The ambassador program, which is by application only, means you get exclusive access to sell My Body Blends products like Superfood Elixir to your clients, plus giving you the special ambassador pricing and bonuses. So once you become an ambassador, you can join the other top health and fitness players that are adding thousands to their week's income. Now, there is only a limited number of ambassadors we are taking on board, as this is a tribe leading the way together. So to apply and to join, go to mybodyblend.com/ambassador or add the checkout code that is TurningPro, all one word, when you're going to get your own Superfood Elixir to order. Plus, you're going to get free shipping and a bonus to save yourself over $250 instantly. So just use that coupon code TurningPro in the checkout and you can save over $250 right now, all on mybodyblend.com. Okay, now this is really good, because what I appreciate with what we're going through at the moment is obviously like when we kind of like first sat down, there was two verticals that we wanted to look at. One was the face-to-face work, which was kind of like, okay, how do we build your face-to-face personal training business? How do we get other trainers on board, which is something we're starting to conquer through at the moment? How do we turn this into something that really you just step back from and you can just kind of oversee from the top and let it run? But then obviously on the other flip is, how do we start growing you as an online brand or as a global brand online, and also having the vertical stream of the online business running with, there's other revenue streams tapping off on from that. What was like I feel like a lot of trainers right now are probably listening and going and being like, okay, similar situation to what you were in there. What were some of the biggest pain points you were going through in that initial stage?
Language barrier.
Okay, well, that's a good one. That's a good one.
So that was the biggest thing. But that also come into when I was researching the companies. I made sure that the companies I was going to approach were English-speaking companies. So mostly started they're owned by Finnish people, but 50% is immigrants. So that was one main thing I looked at as well, because I knew language barrier would be a big thing. So I tried to, that was one of the main pain points. The other one was the people here are a bit different to Aussies, and we're, Australians are a bit more outgoing, Finnish people are a bit more shy. So it's a lot harder to try and start conversation and all that sort of stuff. So I originally, when I first came here or first started doing it, I made it sort of a goal to sort of meet 5 to 10 people every day inside the gym. So I would walk up to 5 to 10 people and just sort of offer them, help. And I wouldn't even tell them I'm a PT, so I wouldn't push it on them. I would just do that every single day, spend 1 hour, and I would meet 5 to 10 people, getting their names, and and then I'd say hello to them every day when they came back to the gym, call them by their name, and eventually those people became my customers. So
that is okay. I love this because I feel like so many people right now need to really grasp this. Is your sole purpose of going out there was simply just to give value and build relationships. There was no, how do I sell this sucker on the back end, or how do I do some sneaky sales tricks to kind of get them on board. It was kind of like, you're just going out there, I'm just learning your name, I'm going to try and give you a help, I'm going to walk away, and you know what? Reciprocity comes around, they're coming back to you, coming on board as your client.
Yep, that's it. It's not that hard.
It's not that hard, is it? No, that's what I love about it. The simplicity is the best part. Okay, I tell you what. So obviously, in your eyes, from what we've been able to go through so far, what were some of the biggest wins that you've had? Like, what was kind of like, oh my God, okay, this was a big breakthrough?
Well, basically, when I realised that I filled my calendar, that was probably the biggest thing for me. And I realised I had constant income. I didn't really have to think about it. I knew every month I was going to get paid. That for me was a big win. And then recently, I got a contract with the company that I'm working at. I work mostly at this one company, so I don't really focus in the normal gyms where there's a lot of PTs. There's a lot of noise. So I focus closely with this one company, and I'm doing little workshops, so little 4-people groups every Tuesday, so 2 times a day on Tuesdays. And that was probably the biggest win. And
this is something that's just I loved when this got secured, because this was just a huge win. Like, I feel like this was like, holy shit, like that was really easy from how it came on board.
Yeah. Well, basically, like I didn't really have the idea of what I wanted to do. I just sat down with one of their financial guys, and we sort of workshopped it. We spoke about what we could really do and how we could make it work for both of us. And the biggest thing for me was I just try to provide the best value, and then then they're really going to do whatever I want them to do. That's the way it works in the end.
Again, simplicity comes out of it. Is obviously you're just going. And you know what? I think the other thing that's really important that I want to highlight here, and something that I was really I was confident in with what you were able to follow through with, was you're a good trainer, you know how to get results, and it was simply the confidence of being able to walk up to them and go, I know if you come on, like if I give you a free session, I know if I show you what this is all about, that they're going to come on board. Let's boil it down. That was pretty much how easy it was to be able to get a lot of this started as well.
Yeah, well, there was only one person out of 30 that didn't take on the training. So
29 out of 30. That's a good conversion rate.
So, and I think with these 4-people groups that we're putting together, I'm taking the trainer that I've hired as well with me to these groups, and we're trying to convert these people from these groups into full-time customers for her. So,
perfect. Okay, this is really good, because this is something I want to go into. Is obviously, how do we start building a face-to-face PT business for you to be able to step away from? And the first thing we wanted to tackle is, how do we bring in other trainers? Now, obviously, with the experience you had, me running personal training business, say back in Sydney with like numerous trainers, finding good trainers to be able to like be accepting and willing to take on is hard as nails. Like, what from your experience so far, we're laughing about this because what we've had to go through. From your experience so far, how do you recommend other trainers, coaches, or anyone in the health and fitness world really be able to take on people to start being able to build into their brand?
It's not an easy search. There's so many personal trainers out there, and they want to go straight from the PT course to being the boss of the company. So it's the way I found mine was actually through my chiropractor, and it was his girlfriend. And she's very loyal, so it's a good situation and wants to learn. So yeah, it's not an easy thing to hire a trainer, though, that's for sure.
No, I think it's a good point that you bring up, because I kind of feel like the best way is through referrals, and that's exactly the way you did it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like any time I've had to go out and do through job sites, or just even trying to recruit through PT schools and all that kind of stuff. It's just hellish. When you have a referral come through, I feel like that's one of the easiest ways to get quality.
Yeah, and actually the next two that I'm looking at are actually two brothers, and they are, they were originally my customers when I first moved here 3 years ago. So that's the next two I'm looking at. But yeah, I'll put ads in Facebook groups for fitness professionals here in Helsinki, and I might have got like probably about 80 applications or something, but straight away, no one was anyone like, I didn't want to hire any of those. So
no, I think it's a really good point, and I like how you bring up the numbers as well, because I feel like a lot of people need to realise how hard it is to find someone good. And when we were kind of first chatting about this, it was kind of like, how do we get someone on board? And then I kind of call it like singing from your hymn sheet. Do you know what I mean? So for one example is we've got these groups of 4 people at a time running in these sessions, but then we're upselling them into one-on-one training to then be able to fill all the other trainers' books up. Now, obviously, you need those trainers to be able to working under your beliefs, your systems, your processes, your methods. Do you know what I mean? Because if they're not, you're going to walk into the gym one day, see them training a client, and probably absolutely shit a brick because they're doing something that you're just like, that is not on.
Yeah, I've got 3 clients for this new PT already. But to start off with, she came with me to train, I think, 5 customers now. To watch me train them. We've been training in the gym together, like just when we are training, and plus I've watched her train customers as well. So sort of taking it one step at a time. And she starts with her customers next week actually. So we'll see.
What do you think, what actions are you taking right now that you think are making the biggest gains or biggest progress for your business now?
So what I'm doing right now, these little workshops, I find they work the best. It just gives these people one-on-one contact with me. I'm also doing like live Facebook groups, and we're talking about stuff every Sunday night, so they get access to all that sort of stuff. So I have this internal group, this closed group that they, so my customers always have access to me. I'm more like, I really don't market. That's one of the things at the moment. I'm not pushing it because I'm already run out of time. So I can't take any more customers. I'm just focusing on providing value to the customers that I currently have, because that way I know I keep them. And obviously, keeping a customer retention is, in my opinion, just as important as customer acquisition. So, if the money is always coming in, why do I need to look for more customers? So.
You just gave me goosebumps. You're using all the language that I'm using. I love it. This is good. This is really, really important, Aaron, because I feel like this is something that the listeners really need to take home. Because when we were talking about this a little while ago, there was a really simple thing that we covered, and that was to build your business, it's in 3 different ways. You either get more people, you either get the current people to pay more often, or you get the current people to pay more frequently. So 2 out of the 3 ways are working with already the customers that you have right now. And I feel like everyone is trying to go after new people, and absolutely, that's very important, but how you really maximize and build upon is working with those other 2 avenues.
Yeah, I just find like, my business model, the way I've set it up, I don't try and continuously sell. So like I said, they sign on, they can leave whenever they want. So there's no risk. They pay per month. They have to take a minimum of 1 session. That way I'm not left after 10 sessions trying to resell a package. It's harder for them to leave me. That's one thing, because they don't really want to leave. And then the other thing is, like, the longer you keep them, the better the results are. And then the results will sell. So the results are my marketing. So I don't really spend much time with it. But
no, it's so good. Okay, this is what people need to be hearing, because, like, look, we can talk all day about 100 different strategies or tactics and how to get like new people on board and sell them and upsell them and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, and this is why I wanted to bring up before why I was so confident in the avenue that we ran down and why it's worked so well, is because we've tailored it all around clients getting results. And I know this sounds really weird, but I feel like so many people aren't actually trying to focus on getting their clients the best results. And that's exactly what you're doing, and that's why it's working.
That's exactly right. That's what I focus on, and what I always will focus on, I think.
What do you think you've learned the most over the last little bit? Like, what do you think your biggest... why and how have you transformed? I'm just really interested in what your answer personally. I'm being really selfish right now.
I don't know. I originally thought like I would just have to keep searching for customers, but then in learning, like as soon as I signed a customer, they never really wanted to step away. So I just focused on that, and that was probably the biggest learning curve. I thought that I would come here, because of the salaries are normally a bit lower. I thought I'd always have to be constantly searching for new customers I guess my customer sort of lifetime value was about 3 months. So that's what I guessed at that. And I've had 2 customers stop, but they are starting again. So
they came back.
Yeah. So they are actually taking part of this 4 people group. So it's going from there. But I'd say that's the biggest thing, and obviously I've learned a lot with the marketing side of things. But soon to start doing all that when I get my new website up, I slapped the other website together in a day. That was just so I had something to walk in there with. So I had a mate around here one night at about 11 o'clock at night. It was actually the day after I closed the company Fit Meals, because I had I think I had 300 euros cash, and it's all I had. So he came around and I said, mate, I'm going to pay you in about 2 weeks because I have no money to pay you. Can you build me a website? And we sat there and we built a website, and it was, best we could do at the time. So we built it, and then the next day I sold, I think it was about 3 or 4 online coaching packages for 4 months. So I don't know, 4 times 400 euros, 1,600 euros in sales in the one day, the first day. And the next day is actually the day that I approached this company, and sort of sent all my focus there. And the online business has slowly been growing, but I haven't really focused on it at all.
I think this is a good point. Let's just be brutally upfront as well. There's been zero focus at the moment with actually growing the online because we've been too flat out with the other stuff. But still, how many people have you been picking up? How many online clients have you been picking up with just only with what's set up now?
I have consistently 15 to 20. So, turnover wise, it's pretty good. And then they pay also extra to have Skype consults with me if they want as well. So there's a little bit of extra money coming in that way. And they're also getting access to these Facebook Live groups and things like that now as well. But I've only just recently set that up. But I think as soon as I get this new website up, I'm going to focus a lot more with the online, because it's obviously a lot more scalable.
I think this is really good, and I think this is a really interesting point for us to kind of have this snapshot right now, have this conversation, record it, because I'd be really interested to do this again in like another 3 to 4 months, and then see what progress is made then. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would be really cool, because I feel like we've had to go through a massive transformation so far, but there's so much momentum built up and things are moving so quick now. I'm interested to see, do you know what I mean? Because I kind of sit down and try and map out our 90-day actions, and it's kind of like, I write it down, and then I'm kind of like, I know you're going to do so much more. I've kind of got to redo this again, because I kind of give you something and you just smash it out in a couple of days, and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, I guess we do things a little bit quicker now.
Yeah. I've got this new website should be up I'm assuming by the time you release this podcast. So I'm hoping within about 5 days. So we focused a lot on video content with the website. I got a proper guy to come along and do the videos with like cinema quality videos. So we had like a front page video, and then we have sales videos all through the website, depending on what link you click on.
What's the URL of it? Let's drive people there now, because I want to let them see what the real life kind of like scenario and how things are working are.
thetransformationpro.com.
Look at this guy. Oh God, I'm like a proud papa bear. All right, I tell you okay, this is something that's always interesting, especially because we're only about 4 months in, is From what we've gone through so far, and I know I'm putting on your spot because obviously this is getting recorded now and there's literally going to everyone around the world. What do you want to achieve in the next step? However long you see it, is it the next 3 months, the next 6 months, or the next 12 months, whatever? What do you want to be doing?
Within the next 6 months, I actually want to double the turnover. So that's the goal for the next 6 months. Basically, double the turnover for the next 6 months. I'd say try and hold that for as long as possible, and then try and bring on the 2 other PTs. So I want to focus mostly on the online to get that double. I want to fill up the calendar for this girl that I've just hired, and continue to do these small workshops for this one company. Before I'll then be approaching other companies in a similar field, using their network and using my customers within this company to reach out and help me to expand the face-to-face business into similar type tech mobile gaming companies.
Do you know what's really funny? I wish I recorded our very first conversation even before we did our kickoff call and kind of like mapped the first 90-day actions out. Do you remember what your goals were back then?
No, I don't.
Do you seriously think if I said back then that you were going to be like pretty much pushing like a 7-figure trainer within the year, that you would be like, that's doable?
No.
That's funny.
Not then. But no, I think it's possible now. I don't know. But I'll have to just see how it goes.
You're too humble. This is what's good. This is why I like kicking out the backside as well. So I tell you what advice do you have for other trainers and coaches? Because I know a lot of people are looking up to you right now. Like what's the simple advice that you think is going to give them the biggest takeaway right now?
Just get results with your current clients, and they will sell for you. That's the best thing I can sort of say. Focus on your customer that you have right now.
So good. I'm literally writing that down because I'm going to say that in the intro, and everyone listening right now, you would have already heard that as well. Beautiful. Now, okay, so this is definitely what we're going to do, Aaron. I'm going to get you back on after another couple of phases in, and we're going to kind of see where you're at. So just so we can hit it one more time, what is the URL? What is the website that everyone goes to right now?
thetransformationpro.com.
Beautiful. All right. So I also highly recommend, obviously, if anyone's looking for a highly skilled trainer and coach to be able to get in great shape, I really do recommend Aaron. I think he's doing an absolute top-notch job. So I'm really looking forward to everything to come. I know this has been hugely beneficial and people have been able to take away some real world insights without the bullshit, without the fluff, without the smoke and mirrors that we'll obviously all deal with as well. So Aaron, I really appreciate everything that you've done, mate. And I'm looking forward to busting out the next couple of phases.
Thank you, Chris.
So now it's time for you to click on over to chrisdufay.com. That's chrisdufey.com to get all the guides and show notes. And if you are wanting the workshops where I walk you through how to build your online business, click on over to chrisdufay.com/start here. This is where I can give you the exact training guides and the workshops for exactly where you're at and the answers that you need. Now, every Friday I'm coming back to you with a new episode. So be sure to subscribe, and if you haven't already, you're going to be getting the world's best insights, the advice and the answers to give you the business, the money, the freedom and the success and happiness that you want. And I want to give you a huge muchas gracias for being here with me, and as always, get in touch with me via the site or via social, as Ask the Pro is about me giving you the answers that you need. So ask away.